Hello everyone, and welcome to today's episode of Petit Piano Tutorials. I want to give a little explanation of a very effective exercise for rotation. It can be practiced in about 10 to 15 minutes, a couple of times a week, and it will give you a lot more freedom. At least it did for me and a lot of other people that I know. So try it, see if it works. Hopefully it does. If not, then you don't have to try it for more than a month or something to really know if it's going to have any results. But rotations are something that a lot of students seem to not be able to do very well and have trouble with, and they get tight in the arms and fingers, and part of that is because it's just not taught enough. A lot of people seem to avoid teaching it. They just think it's kind of a basic thing and it gets overlooked. So I just want to give this little video. Hopefully it can be helpful. It's a very basic thing. It involves the use of all the fingers in 10 groups. There are 10 groups of 2 fingers. If you start with the thumb pairing with the second, and then pairing with the third, and then pairing with the fourth, and pairing with the fifth. For example, like 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4, 1, 5. There's 4 groups right there. And then if you do 2 and pair that with the other 3. 2, 3, 2, 4, 2, 5. There's 3 groups. And then 3 and pair that with 4 and 5. 3, 4, 3, 4. There's 2 groups. And then 4, 5 is the last group. So you have 4 groups with the thumb, 3 groups with the second, 2 groups with the third, and 1 group with the fourth. Altogether it makes 10 groups of possible fingerings you can do between 2 notes. So this exercise is very basic. You just start on D. You always practice this both hands together just because it saves time. If you do hands separately, it's just going to take you longer. You can if you want, but I don't. You do start on D with both, 2 octaves apart. So here's middle D, you go up an octave. Here's middle D, you go down an octave with the left hand. So now what you do is just start with this first fingering group, 1, 2, and you go out to chromatically. So right hand is going to be E flat, left hand is going to be D flat. You can watch my tutorial on symmetrical inversion to kind of see how I lay out this exercise, or you can just follow along. I'll provide the link to the symmetrical inversion right here. It'll just explain where I got the notes for this, but you can still practice the exercise without seeing the symmetrical inversion, so don't worry about it if you don't want. Okay, so E flat right hand, D flat left hand. And you just kind of rotate for a little bit. I'll explain how to practice later, but I'm just showing you the notes for now. And then you go, it's always going out, so up in the right hand and down in the left. Blah, blah, blah. And you keep going up as far as you can stretch between those fingers. So for me, it's an octave between 1 and 2. So I can go, I can get to an octave and then I come back down. And I'm at E flat, D, and then you replace it by putting the second finger on D now, and the second finger is the finger that stays on D, and now the thumb moves down, inward. So the right hand's going to go down the keyboard and the left hand's going to go up the keyboard. So now thumb's on D flat, right hand's on E flat. Sorry, right hand's on D flat, left hand's on E flat. And then you just go inward as far as you can. It's about a 9th going down. Sorry, 7th. And you go back up to D. I'll review this pattern in a second, but that is all the notes for the whole exercise, and you practice that slowly with all 10 finger combinations. So let me get the camera so you can see the piano better, the actual keys. I'm just going to show you the left hand alone.
because I'm holding the camera in the right hand. So if I just take 1, 2, I'll just do one repetition of each note. Okay, so that's the whole thing. And the idea is that you do that with each finger group just as far as you can stretch. So like with my third finger, I can stretch a tenth. But if I take 4 and 5, for example, it's more like a tritone, A flat, D flat. Sorry, I'm trying to look through the camera lens, it's hard. So you can't go nearly as far with some of the fingers that can't stretch as far. I mean, I can stretch a sixth if I need to between the fourth and fifth, but it wouldn't work for an exercise. It's totally unnecessary. So just go to what's like comfortable but still your maximum stretch between each finger group, and practice that hands together slowly with the metronome if you want. And then the other thing you do is just make sure you're always down in the bottom of the keys. You're always just pressing in. And if you need to, you can get the idea of just kind of really shoving in each note until you really feel it. And you just do that with the whole arm. You just throw it in and you kind of swing. You're from this key bottom and you swing to that key bottom. And then you swing to the next key bottom, etc. And you keep doing that until you get a lot of sound. So what it does is it trains you to rotate on every single interval, so you feel every stretch between every single finger, so that when you get some passage like Beethoven or something, something like this, you'll be used to like every finger combination because you've had every combination of white and black and every stretch between every finger group. So the whole exercise only takes about 15 minutes to get through if you do it at a reasonable tempo. And if you just do it, let's say 3 times a week or something, every other day-ish, you should be pretty comfortable in a month or so. It's really helped me. I hope it can help you. So, with that, just let me know if you have any other questions on this exercise. If I need to, I'll just write it out, and I can send you a picture of it or something on email. The only reason I don't like to write it out is because everybody's hand is different, so different people can stretch different amounts of notes. So I guess like if I wrote it out to a tenth, then you just go as far as you can to stretch it. But anyway, so I hope this was helpful. Again, feel free to send me an email with any questions at pianoapprentice@hotmail.com. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.